What's good, everybody? Welcome back to i6 News, where we break down the latest sneaker drops, collabs, and everything happening in the culture. Adidas is opening a new chapter in its running lineup with the Hyperboost Edge, a model built for everyday performance without extra weight. The concept behind the shoe is simple: deliver maximum cushioning and strong energy return while keeping the overall feel light enough for daily runs. Weighing around 255 grams, the design aims to balance comfort and responsiveness without feeling bulky. At the core of the Hyperboost Edge is Hyperboost Pro foam, a new midsole technology inspired by Adidas' elite racing innovations. The foam was tested in partnership with the University of Cologne, where 60 runners compared it to their current running shoes. The results showed strong feedback, with most participants favoring the Hyperboost Edge for its softer cushioning and improved energy return. A 45mm rear foot stack height and 6mm drop help deliver a smooth, forward-moving ride without forcing the stride. Another key feature is what Adidas intentionally left out. Unlike many modern running shoes, the Hyperboost Edge does not use a plate or rigid stabilizing element. Instead, the design focuses on allowing the foot to move naturally throughout each step. The lightweight Prime Wave upper provides a secure and breathable fit, while integrated heel pods add stability where runners need it most. Underfoot, Adidas introduces the light traction outsole, which draws inspiration from the brand's race day footwear. The outsole keeps the base thin to reduce weight while maintaining reliable grip across different running surfaces. Visually, the debut Pure Ruby colorway stands out with a crisp white base paired with bold red Prime Wave overlays. The three stripes branding is embedded directly into the midsole, marking the first time Adidas has used this design approach on a running model. The Adidas Hyperboost Edge Pure Ruby releases April 17th through Adidas stores and adidas.com. Spring flowers are popping up everywhere across the country, with daffodils, tulips, and more bringing new colors and smells to replace the depressing cold. Spring also means an annual collab between women's wear designer Cecile Bonson and ASICS, adding floral graphics to pairs of retro runners. This year, Bonson takes on the Gel Quantum 360i silhouette and adds her own floral twist. Removing the laces, the shoe opts for a stretchy fabric on the tongue panel and a flower graphic cutout in the middle for fun, whimsical, and breathability. Arriving in two monochrome colorways, the pink pair is a perfect match for the spring weather, while the black pair will go with any and every outfit, no matter the weather. In addition to the flower cutout in the middle of the laceless tongue panel, more floral graphics are added to the toe cap, lateral side, and heel panel. Ripstop fabric covers the upper paneling that surrounds the stretchy tongue, and tonal ASICS logo strike across the side panels. The Cecile Bonson ASICS Gel Quantum 360i pack will be released April 18th through Cecile Bonson in-store and online, with a wide release through ASICS and other retailers not yet scheduled. Available in unisex sizing, the retail price on the pack is still TBD. New Balance is celebrating the London Marathon with a made in UK 991 V2. New Balance helps make the London Marathon run. Beyond providing shoes to plenty of runners in the field, the Boston-based brand is one of the primary sponsors of the annual event. So it's only right that New Balance's local UK factory gets busy on an exclusive colorway made for next week's race. Following up on a 1500 from last year and a 991 V2 from 2024, the 2026 marathon will get a new 991 V2. The New Balance 991 V2, made in UK London Marathon, is a gorgeous mix of teal green, neon pink, and aqua blue with a classic suede 991 V2 makeup until it gets to the mesh, which is replaced by a thick, plasticky material that crisscrosses in a picnic blanket pattern on the toe box and side panels. The branding accents add hits of bright neon green on the inside panel logo and the New Balance hit on the top of the tongue, plus an LDN logo on the lateral heel to rep the marathon. On the insoles, a full London Marathon logo is added in more pink. The New Balance 991 V2, made in UK London Marathon 2026, is scheduled for a drop on April 26th through Foot Patrol in UK, but we haven't seen a US drop slated just yet. It will be available in unisex sizing, and the retail price is set at $250. Homecoming's Nike Air Max Plus launching this weekend in Lagos. Pitched as a nexus for reconnection across multiple categories, chiefly the indomitable big three of music, sport, and culture, our Homecoming has been a staple of Lagos since 2017. Initially brought to the market by executive Grace Ladoja, the massive undertaking that the annual event has become, of course, comes with some real weight in the sponsors section, including Nike over recent editions of Homecoming. In 2025, the Lagosian celebration saw its most notable swoosh flare-up as native Nigerian Olaalu Slan presented an early launch of his duo of Air Max 90 colorways before Homecoming assisted in bringing the Air Afrique Nike Air Max RK61 to market. In 2026, the stakes are even higher. Homecoming itself will be partnering with Beaverton for a set of Air Max Plus colorways. Truly, there's a ton to take in across these two shoes, but we'll begin compositionally, where the typical Air Max Plus sidewaves sit up from the upper, more closely resembling what we've seen on the Vapor Max Plus. The mesh switches into a denser snakeskin-esque arrangement, while either colorway wears an expressive combination of 3 lace options. Speaking of the palette, the darker of these two shoes naturally connects to a Pan-African palette of black, red, and green. Understandable given that the reconnection of the diaspora remains a guiding principle for Homecoming. We're a bit more at sea when it comes to the orange pair, but its application of a fiery gradient across the sidewalls makes for a standout feature. The Homecoming Nike Air Max Plus is almost here. The collaboration will be available on sneakers in select regions on April 23rd. Nike's revamped ACG line returns to the shoe that started it all, the LDV. Nike ACG is starting over, but with so much history behind the brand. The revitalized All Conditions Gear department is hitting the trail from scratch. After relaunching Nike's outdoor focus with a trail-ready version of the Ultrafly and an updated Sagama made for distance hikes, the latest ACG drops returns to where it all began with a freshly retooled Nike ACG LDV. The Nike LDV was a 1970s silhouette made for road running, but when American mountaineers Rick Ridgway and John Roskelley climbed K2 in the shoes in 1978, Nike knew they had something on their hands. That LDV trek inspired the creation of the ACG division, and nearly 50 years later, the model is once again finding its way to the mountaintop. For its modern hiking refresh, the Nike ACG LDV is reworked with React X cushioning and a high-traction waffle sole for support, comfort, and grip, no matter what terrain you encounter. Debuting in 2 retro-inspired colorways, a yellow and blue blend with pink accents and a blue and orange colorway with yellow accents, the ACG LDV is ready for your next big spring hike. The Nike ACG LDV was released on April 16th, exclusively through outdoor retailer Huckberry. With a global release set for April 23rd, it will be available in unisex sizing and the retail price is set at $130. Few design teams are as passionate and meticulous about brand heritage as Gary Afston's Adidas Special. Built around reworking vintage Adidas archive pieces, the line has cultivated one of the most dedicated and knowledgeable fan bases in sneakers, helped in no small part by Aston himself, who regularly breaks down the finer details on his IG. Now deep into spring-summer 2026, the latest Special drop delivers another 6 styles, primed to have archive lovers reaching for their wallets. The lineup includes the Mendocino Special, Burnden 2 Special, Longridge Special, Samoa 2 Special, Graufi Special, and Punstock Special, offering a healthy mix of old and new interpretations. The Punstock Special is probably the most notable of the bunch. Originally introduced in 2018 as a Wallaby-esque spin on the Adidas Frizy, this year's version swaps brown leather for a softer beige suede build. The Adidas Special Spring-Summer 2026 collection releases April 24th via Adidas Confirmed, Adidas stores, and select retailers. The summer months are all about wearing shoes you can't get away with in the colder months. That can mean bright neon or pastel colors, patent leather that matches your fitted, or collab colorways covered in more logos than you would typically rock. Most importantly though, the summer is the time to wear white sneakers. Bringing back memories of Y2K fashion, the crisp white pair is ideal for all your upcoming barbecues and pool parties. Featuring the same monochrome white leather upper paneling as the OG pair, the Retro Release adds see-through vibes to the netted side paneling and the air bubble in the heel. Reflective silver hits are added to the top of the tongue and the 23 logo on the lateral heel, and an icy blue sole brings it all the way back to the year 2000. The Air Jordan 5 Retro OG White Metallic will release April 25th through Nike and select retailers online and in store. Available in full family sizing, the retail price is set at $250 for men, $160 for the grade schoolers, $100 for the preschoolers, and $85 for the toddlers. Some Air Max 90 colorways do not need to shout to get attention. This one takes a quieter route, using texture shape and a few well-placed color hits to make the classic runner feel new again without losing what made it work in the first place. The Nike Air Max 90 Coconut Milk Deep Royal Blue leans heavily on its material mix. A tightly patterned textile covers most of the uppers and gives the shoe a different feel right away. especially next to the suede overlay wrapping the mudguard and heel. Deep royal blue pulls it together on the swoosh, eye stays, laces, lining, and back tab. Coconut milk is used to keep it clean on the midsole and outsole with a lightly aged tone. Small splashes of Legion Pine hit on stitching, tongue branding, heel logo, sock liner, and exposed air for a subtle addition that isn't too overbearing. A few smaller choices help separate this pair from a more standard GR release. The toggle lace setup changes the look without going too far, and the rougher suede works nicely against the tighter woven base. Nike also ties the green hits together well, which gives the whole design a more finished feel from top to bottom. The Air Max 90 Coconut Milk Deep Royal Blue releases on April 28th at select Nike sportswear retailers and Nike.com. The retail price tag is set at $155 USD. Of course, the brand has plenty to offer up outside of the product family, but in terms of sheer innovation, the story of Nike is the story of Air. It's why we see so much energy, resources, and man-hours poured into pushing the transformational propulsion tech further and further each year. The cutting-edge mentality that paced titans like the Air Force One and Air Max One is kept alive with the DN, DN8, and now the Air Liquid Max. This year's face of Air Max Day, the silhouette has opted for a stealthy initial rollout, with just the debut green apple and its fragment design collaboration let loose about a month after its first hit the public. As official images of a triple black Nike Air Liquid Max colorway touch down, so too does a look inside the developmental process, detailing how bringing a minimalistic ethos to what's always been a maximalist product family was the core mission for Beaverton's designers. As many could have concluded based on the first impressions, the swoosh cites the Air Max Scorpion and the DN8 as reference points in cooking up the Liquid Max. The former is the real surprise on balance, as it boasts the most voluminous unit in the Air Max lineage. Yet it brought the concept of point loading to the fore in Oregon, something clearly applicable to the dot matrix design on this far slimmer silhouette. The Nike Air Liquid Max in this triple black colorway is scheduled to release on April 30th, retailing for $220. Alright, now some news that a lot of people have been waiting for. The Nike Mind restocking on April 30th. This is starting to look like a Panda Dunk situation, isn't it? Remember during the pandemic when everyone and their grandma was trying to cop a pair of black and white Dunks, with each restock selling out instantly and aftermarket prices going sky high? Well, the same thing is happening with the Nike Mind, the latest in recovery technology from the swoosh. As the Mind 01 Mule and its cousin, the Mind 02 Shoe, can't stay in stock for more than a few minutes. Since the first instant sellout in January, Nike Mind restocks have been happening at least once a month, and just as quickly as the product loads on sites, it goes out of stock. And just as the latest Mind restock took place and again sold out quickly, Nike has loaded up the next Mind restock. Nike will be releasing 3 new colorways of the Mind 01 and Mind 02s on April 30th. This includes the White Speed Red Mind 01, Black and Blue Mind 01, Pearl Pink Mind 01, Thunder Blue Mind 02, and Football Gray Mind 02. In addition to this, 2 colorways will restock, Team Red and Geo Teal. As always, the Mind 01 will retail for $95, while the Mind 02 is priced at $145. Each will be released on the 30th via Nike's website. The release will be done via a LEO, meaning let everyone order drop. Basically, you will need to be on the product page right at drop time and place an order. After 2 to 3 minutes, Nike will select winners, making sure your shipping billing information is up to date on your Nike account so you can enter as quickly as possible and avoid any issues. And good luck, you're gonna need it. And there you have it. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. If you did, you're the real one. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps me out. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.